Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play.
Well, one thing you got to say about this guy is he's very, very poised. He knew he had that defender bearing down on him. He got hit right as he threw it. Still, though, it didn't affect his accuracy. Nice job getting that completion.
Wants to throw. It's Carr. They're working that left side. He navigates some traffic, steps out of bounds at the 27 as this offense tries to get something going. Now on 1st and 10 from the 27. Wants to throw on 1st down. And he left that one short, tried to baby it in there. He's got to turn it loose.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. If the intended target was not open,
he lets one fly deep. Snags it down the right side. Flips the field in an instant, and he has it down to the 25-yard line. Big play for the Irish there, reminiscent of a Tim Brown or Rocket Ismail.
Yeah, I'm glad you used the reference in the last 30 years, Reese. You know, just trying to find playmakers at Notre Dame, and Michael Mayer, obviously, in the recent years, was a guy that you could really, really depend on. Trying to find those golden takes, those elite players out wide is something they've been missing over the last several years.
He wants to throw it again. Going to try to get it himself. Inside the 15, out of bounds at the 14-yard line. The offense looking for a score.
Well, he hasn't called his own number very often in this game. That actually is the first time he's taken off and scrambled, but it was a really good decision. He's been killing this defense through the air. You've seen the arm talent, you've seen the accuracy. That time, really nice decision to tuck it and get what he can get.
Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24. Notre Dame has made this second down play much more difficult after going backwards. Wants to go up top. Fires to the wideout. And it's picked off right at the goal line. Nice pickup on the return, but more important, they got the takeaway, and now they're in business. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Send the tight end in motion. To the ground with the back.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Back to throw. It's Mateer. Got his man on the right. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be 1st down. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. Looking to throw on 1st down. Pulls it in. It's Sategna. A solid pickup there. Works it to the 38 before being pushed out of bounds.
I love the anticipation on that throw by the QB on the out route. You got to throw it before the receiver comes out of his break. Nice work.
And the Sooners can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. And he's able to shed 1 tackle, but still just a very short gain. IndyCar tempo as they head to the line for this 3rd down play. Clock running. He'll be stopped short, picks up 1, but they're facing 4th and 1. The offense stays on the field. Maybe they'll try to make the defense jump. They also might try to run it ahead for 1 yard. Breaks into the open. He's at the 20. Touchdown, Oklahoma! He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
These close games a lot of times come down to who executes executes late in the ballgame. That was a late game situation. Nice execution, and now they got the lead going into the half, and they have all the momentum.
And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they capped it off with an explosive in the running game, a 59-yard touchdown run. He'll bring it out. It's Perez. Gives it the big stiff arm. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. They'll get this drive going from the 17. To the air, it's Carr. Trying to get behind the defense. Reels it in down the left side. Turning on the Jets. Just what they were looking for. A huge explosive play, and they're inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. Now from inside the red zone. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Motion from the back. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Let's it fly. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? They'll leave it with him. Sliding off the defender. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
Man, and it was just the impact of the hit that dislodged the football from the ball carrier. There was a heat-seeking missile coming in there, and he knocked that thing loose.
To the air on first down. Throws to the back. Caught near the sticks. It's Love. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
Nice job by the QB and receiver on this play in a 2-minute situation, knowing to work the boundary, get the first down, and get the ball out of bounds. Great situational awareness.
Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Love. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. And they take it in for 6 more points.
That is exactly how you want to end halves. Put a drive together, score the touchdown, a chance to tie this up, and take all the momentum into halftime.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. They get him corralled, but not before he gets that return out to the 35. Just enough time for one final play in this half. Looking for a gap. It's Tatum. Got the first down. Looking for more. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. That's going to do it here in the first half. Everybody stick with us. We'll head to halftime. Notre Dame will kick it off to start the second half. Coming out with it, it's Burks. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. To the air, it's Mateer. He tries to take the top off. Makes the grab right down the middle. And they finally get him down, but not before. He's got him set up for business at the 49-yard line. The Sooners with the 1st and 10. On the move. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. Now on 2nd and short after that pickup.
And the offense has a little bit of success, and what do? They push that turbo button right back on the line, ready to run another play.
Well, they try to go quarterback design run on that play, but the defense just not buying it. Nice job, everybody playing downhill and making a tackle close to the line of scrimmage.
Plows through the defense. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs.
That has got to be so demoralizing for the defense. You haven't been able to stop this guy all game long. And here on 3rd down, they're handing it off to him anyway because they don't think you can stop him. This defense right now, you see a lot of people hanging their heads a little bit because they're not playing with tons of confidence.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
Just going to keep it after the snap. It's a fumble on the play. And the fumble is going to go out of bounds, and the offense will maintain possession.
You start to get that offense going, start having success, you've got to make sure when you get closer to the scoring range, take care of that football. If you don't, coach is going to go you on the sideline. You.
Intercepted, and that's not how you want to start a half. Taking it the other way. At the 30. He's at the 10. And he has taken it all the way back. Touchdown, Notre Dame. What about the speed from that defender on the return?
He's showing you, Reese, like, listen, it's not just wide receivers that can do that. I can take this thing to the house. I got some moves. Watch this. Unbelievable job flipping the field. Offense about to score. Defense makes the huge plays and gets points out of it.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Burks. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken it in the end zone. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Handoff from the gun. Crosses the 30. He's got a lane. Flying down the left side. The 20. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Sooner.
David, this guy's showing us everything he's got in his toolbox. Between the tackles, running outside, the elusiveness, the vision, the speed, the patience. And with that home run, now has over 200 yards rushing in this game.
And there's nothing more frustrating than a guy that just keeps coming and keeps coming. They keep feeding him, and he keeps breaking tackles. He keeps making big plays. This defense has had absolutely no answer for that stuff.
And the extra point was made without incident, and we're tied up here in the 3rd. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? He'll bring it out. It's Perez. He gets it blocked. This guy makes you hold your breath when he gets the football in his hands, and that last line of the coverage team, the only thing that stopped him from housing it. First snap of this drive will come from Scanning the field, it's Carr. Got his man quickly. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Looking to fire. Just missed his man, gave him just a little too much.
I think when you go through these progressions as a quarterback, you want to find the right guy to throw to, obviously. I didn't think he was the right guy. I didn't think he was really that open. And listen, he sailed and he overthrew, but I might have surveyed the middle of the field a little bit better now.
Wants to throw on third down. Right on the money. At the 35, he's loose. All kinds of room to the right. Touchdown, Irish! And with that one, they jump on top here in the second half. Like a Thanksgiving turkey. They're just being carved. No shot. They have no idea how to get in this quarterback's head.
He's on fire. Everything he's doing is working defensively. We got to figure something out. We got to try to do something a little bit different. Bring more pressure. At this rate, he's on so much fire, you might as well just send everybody. Blitz everybody, live for the results, because everything else ain't working anymore.
Makes a move. Oh, what vision. Wide open. It's a foot race. They will get him. It's a touchdown. Well, maybe they thought if they kicked it into the end zone that he wouldn't dare bring it back. Instead, he just dared them to tackle him, and nobody could. What an explosive return.
And those guys got so much speed, they ain't scared. And you could tell, takes it out, good blocking, give him a little crease, and you could see the speed. You don't put slow guys back deep. You don't see Jesse Palmer returning kicks. No. You see the fast guys, and you see open space, and boom, he's gone.
And he knocked that one right down the middle. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the The ball pops out on the return. Almost a disaster on that return. They jump on it and they'll maintain possession.
That's a breathing a sigh of relief for sure. Kick returner tries to take it out, puts it on the ground, but how about the offense getting back on it, turning what could have been a really bad play into, thank goodness I got the ball again.
To the air, it's Carr. Starting to feel a little pressure. That's reeled in, it's James. Turning it on. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. Notre Dame right back to the line.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
Going to swing it on second down. Oh, he makes the catch. And he gets it out past the sticks, and Notre Dame will have a first down. We've reached the end of the third quarter, and we have a potential classic on our hands, all tied up as we take a peek at the stats. These two teams about to find out what they're made of as we open the fourth, all tied up. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. Looking downfield on first down. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
This offensive line's got to do a better job. I mean, he doesn't even have time to go through his progressions. You got to give your QB some time. You got to make him feel comfortable. They didn't. They got in there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Clock is under 4 minutes as they come to the line for second down. Wants to keep it in the air. Buying some time. Trying to escape and get it himself. They'll force him out of bounds after a solid pickup on the play.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy. Because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. But I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want it to be physical.
We've got pass interference, but this time it's on the offense. These fans stepping up to help this defense on third down. Looking for a man. It's Carr. Fires to the right. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And what a throw to get it in there, and they've got it in business in the red zone at the 13. Notre Dame ready to go with another first down. Defense looks as if it's coming. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Floating away. Lets it go to the end zone. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. They've got the lead here in the fourth. With that latest touchdown pass, might be a good time to mention Brady Quinn threw 6 touchdown passes against BYU. That record might be in jeopardy.
And that's a good day. If you're starting to talk about that already, you know he's spinning it. He's in the zone. He's feeling it, reading the defense, everything coming out on target. He is having himself a day.
The extra point is good, and now in the fourth, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. They march 72 yards. And they finish it by firing one in from the 13 for the score. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Sategna. Drills him with the stiff arm. They drag him down at the 22. He gambled for the big return out of the end zone and came up a little short. So here comes the Oklahoma offense. They're in a precarious spot here, that lofty perch in the rankings, hanging in the balance unless they can do something to save themselves here. Into a mass of giant bodies, we'll call it a 1-yard gain to the 24. The Sooners will hustle to the line.
And that wasn't a big gain, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
Running back searching for a hole. Not a lot of room, but found his way ahead for 2 out to the 26.
Well, he got you 2 on first down. He got you 2 on second. 2 won't get it done on third. You're going to have to go somewhere else if you're on offense here to stay on the field.
They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. Just a short pass to the tight end. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one.
That's a great example of the defense there tackling the catch. As soon as the big fella caught the ball, down he went, not picking up the first.
Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Big man has it. It's a first down and more. He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Not really a huge decision there. You don't want to give up the football at this juncture of the game, and they're able to keep the drive going.
You know, the head coach here obviously feels like punts and field goals are not going to get him back in, and so put this one on your quarterback. Trust in him to go out and execute and give your team a chance to win.
Most important part of a clutch drive, piece together some first downs, get in position, and here they are on 1st and 10. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Leaves it with the running back. Carrying the ball with attitude down to the 42. Got to get to the line quickly for this 3rd down play. They'll try to move the chains on the ground.
Home crowd not going to love it. You got to throw the ball to win this game. They do not like the play call with not a lot of time left in the game.
Down a possession here in the 4th, and they'll need to convert on this 4th down. He'll go up top, maybe a deciding play here. He's going to take off, and he picks up the 1st down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one. Using his feet to buy time. It's incomplete. Good job by the defense sticking with its coverage.
3rd and long, defense knows the pass is coming, so they're going to have guys with their eyes on the QB, but they are going to try to get to him with pressure, pinning their ears back. If you're on offense, you might be thinking blitz here. You better get rid of this one quick.
They've methodically worked it down the field. This the 11th play of the drive, but the defense can get off the field now. Looking downfield, it's Mateer. Pressure coming. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. On 4th down, looking for the completion. Catch in the middle, it's Sategna. Timeout called by the offense. 23 seconds remaining in the game.
Man, this quarterback is going to have to be deadly accurate here in this 2-minute situation, right? And that's really what he's had to be all game long. He hasn't had a lot of yards because the coverage has just been so tight. He's had to be pinpoint perfect. It's been hard just to find completions, and no doubt that's going to be the same thing here in this 2-minute drive.
Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
He got it! And he was thinking 6, but that D knocks him down at the 2. Love what they did there, putting a big fella in the slot, letting him use his ability to get downfield and create some space and find the soft spot in the zone.
No doubt. You got the big fella in the slot, so you get your matchup. You know it's zone coverage. You know you can put it up out there.
He's going for the goal line. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Oklahoma!
They got the touchdown, guys, but I don't know if they're going to be able to even get a playoff after this onside kick attempt. If they recover it, they're going to have to do it super quick to give themselves a chance for the Hail Mary into the end zone to win.
They get the timeout call with 7 seconds left on the clock.
Timeout, Oklahoma.
A gutsy call to go for the deuce to try to win the game right here. Looking downfield, it's Mateer. He's got it. They convert the 2, and they take the lead here in the 4th. So the 16-play drive. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. They'll snag it just inside the 10. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. This Looking to throw on first down. He's going to go down, and he's in his own end zone. It's going to be a safety. Timeout is called with just a single second left.
And that stings for this offense. You've got the football, a chance to go make a big play. Take control of this football game, and you give up the safety. Now they get the football back under 2 minutes. Everything now against you. This team is going to have to find a way to respond and make a big play on the other side of the football.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Happy with the situation, the quarterback will take a knee. teams in the nation set to square off and see who has the upper hand, at least for the moment. A top 10 in-conference showdown awaits. Welcome to Sooner Nation in Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium, as we'll see the number 9 team in the country, the Texas A&M Aggies, taking on the 8th-ranked team in the land, the Oklahoma Sooners. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. And the Sooners will kick it away first. Fielded in the end zone. It's Lee. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff. He'll be stopped at the 17. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right. Oh, it's a fumble. And the ball is going to land out of bounds. They'll maintain possession and pick up a few yards in the process. This crowd, full throat, spreading, intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. Touchdown, Sooners! What a play! Not only the interception, but the great return for the score.
I mean, you talk about coming out of the defense and setting the tone and letting them know it's going to be a long game. Let's do this. How about a pick 6 on the first possession? Nice job by the defense coming out and striking first in this ball game.
They get set for the point after as we have the first score of the game. And the PAT makes it 7-0. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Lee. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Finds his man. It's Daniels. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there. And the Aggies in the hurry-up. Dropping back, it's Reed. Makes the grab, it's Daniels. Thrust that arm out. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another first down. Wants to go up top on first down. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
And those are frustrating. Like, those drops really annoy you because those running backs are always asked to be more a part of the game plan. Get the ball more, touch it more. An awesome opportunity in the pass game to make a play, ball right in his hands, and that is a missed opportunity.
They'll go back to the air on second down. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
I know that one falls incomplete, but I love the idea of finding ways to get this running back the ball, right? You can hand it off to him. He's got really good hands. Already has a few catches in this game. advantage of this defense throwing the ball.
Extending the play. On the move, he fires. Misses again. It's incomplete, and that's 3 in a row.
You just wonder if the quarterback's trying to get it all back after throwing the pick the last time out. This time, that was not a good read. The defender was all over that throw. He should have intercepted that, but thanks to the drop, the offense stays on the field. This quarterback has got to take a breath, and he's got...
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Can't complete the long throw, and the defense gets off the field on 4th down.
Tell you what, coaches catch heat a lot nowadays, especially on social media. I expect him to catch a lot of heat. 4th down, long yardage situation on your own territory, and you want to go for it, and you fail, and you're surprised. You definitely shouldn't be surprised. Just don't check your mentions, Dad.
From the gun, the running back has it. He'll pick up a few before going out of bounds at the 34. The Sooners in a good spot here with 2nd and short.
The offense has a little bit of success on the ground, and they're up. Look at them. They're ready to go again. Back on the line of scrimmage, ready to run another play.
Really nice run. This guy brings balance to this offense. It's not all high-flying aerial passing attack, too. You go back to Adrian Peterson, DeMarco Murray, Samaje Perine.
He's got some space. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
It's just so nice to have a signal caller who can make plays through the air and make plays with his feet like this. Runs in for the touchdown. The defense knows I have to account for him every play. That's my quarterback.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And he finished things off with a 32-yard run to the house. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. He's brought down after a good return, gets it out to the 31. So the Texas A&M offense returns to the field. They've gotten off to a sluggish start and need to put something together on this drive. Under fire. He'll try to do it himself. They'll spot the ball at the 34 as he goes out of bounds right there. Texas A&M going quickly. Back to throw, it's Reed. Unloads to the right. Got his man downfield. Powers through. Just gashing this defense. A big gainer to the 40-yard line. Plays like that, he's fitting in with the Aggie legends, Christian Kirk and Mike Evans.
And that's when you've seen them just high-flying, fun, tempo, making plays down the field. Having those go-to guys, those A&M offenses were always fun to watch.
He goes out of bounds after picking up a few at the 35-yard line. Lost the fire on 2nd down. Buys a little time with his feet. Makes the grab. It's Morrow.
I love when QBs break the pocket and still look to attack. Because as soon as you break the pocket, I'm thinking, oh, man, he's going to take off and run, and I might come up. But those big plays can be made down the field. Nice job by the quarterback keeping his eyes down the field.
And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
Wants to throw it. Unloads it left. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
All right, you got to be careful here if you're the quarterback, right? Back-to-back incompletions. You've had a nice drive. You're still in field goal range, though. Think about this. You cannot take a sack. That has got to be what the play caller is reminding his quarterback.
Deep shot for the end zone. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game, throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He is going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but you know he has the defense's attention.
Use the play fake, now to throw. Touchdown, Texas A&M. Fired in from the red zone for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing in the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
Coming out with it, it's Sategna. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. They'll run it from the gun. Pushed his way ahead. Really good run to get it out to the 20 and pick up a 5. The Sooners moving quickly to the line. The give out of the gun. Into the pile. Maybe got one. He stopped at the 21.
Man, a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too.
There he goes. He gets it past the 25-yard line and finally knocked out of bounds at the 27. Excellent situational awareness to make the grab and get just enough of that first down.
And how about the play call? They didn't want to hold on to the football. They wanted to get that thing out of their hand, trust the receiver to make the catch, and then what does he do? Gets the first down, gets out of bounds, new set of downs for this offense.
And they'll get enough for the first down, and that's how things will come to a close here in the first quarter. We reach the quarter break with Oklahoma on top. One period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. First play of the period, first down here. Looking for room, it's Ott. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
They're trying to run the ball on first down, guys, but just nothing doing up front. Their offensive line got blown up on that play. There was nowhere for that guy to go.
Lost yardage on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Quarterback making checks. To throw, it's Mateer. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete. 3rd and long coming from the 27-yard line. You can make a field goal from here. Just don't take a negative play. Throws to the wideout. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. And it looks as if they're going to try a field goal. And he'll need to curl this one in from 44 yards out on the right hash. Just drives it between the uprights. And that lead grows even bigger.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
He took the risk, bringing it out of the end zone, and he'll go out of bounds at the 20. as they start this drive. Wide open downfield. Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42. And now this offense is clicking.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
He gets it up to midfield, forced out of bounds at the 50. Texas A&M going up tempo. Fires to the right. He's got an open man. Guided out of bounds at the 22. A good play for this offense as they are threatening to score.
They go for vertical, and I love that play call. This is one of the best receivers in the country. This play's tailor-made for him. He does a great job with the route. He understands coverages, and he's got a great catch radius. What a good play call for this particular player.
When you play zone coverage and you got a wide receiver that's a beast, it becomes very, very difficult. Got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
Defense wants to bring the heat. Looking to throw, it's Reed. Under fire. Relentless, tough running, gets it down to the 4.
Man, I love the decision-making right there. Like, drop back the pass, look for your shots. You don't see it, tuck it, get positive yards, makes the next down even easier. That is a great heads-up, early down play for this QB.
Looking for space, it's Owens. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. It's 3rd and goal and 3rd and long. Whistle blows, we are at the 2-minute timeout, and man, oh man, could these guys use a score to cut into this lead. 3rd and goal, and let's see if they can even operate in this noise. He's looking to throw. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down. He's looking to pass. Keeping his eyes downfield, rolling left. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Fielded in the end zone, it's Burks. He's got great speed. No room. Can they catch him? One little mistake in your kick coverage unit against this dude, and you are in a world of trouble, and they were barely able to keep him from scoring. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They'll move the tight end. The give to the tailback. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Well, the offense is trying to get physical. They're pulling the backside guard on that play. He completely whiffs, though, and misses his block, and as a result, it's a negative play.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Back to pass, it's Mateer. Throws for the tight end. He makes a grab, and he will score! Touchdown, Sooner! Offense did exactly what it's supposed to do with a start like that one.
When you're set up with that field position, you're thinking touchdowns. You're not thinking field goals. It's exactly what the offense does. Takes advantage of great field position.
And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. They didn't have a whole lot of real estate in front of them when they took over possession, but they wasted no time. Couple of plays into the end zone. He'll bring it out. It's Lee. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. back up top. That's caught. It's Morrow. Runs for the tackle. He'll work his way up to the 24-yard line before being shoved out of bounds. Second down, he'll throw it. Pocket breaking down. And he'll move his way forward to the first down. They'll mark it at the 35. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Looking to pass. It's Reed. Gets it out fast. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
How about the defense here? Oftentimes in these two-minute type situations, you're just sort of in this prevent mode. You're trying to force the opponent to kick a field goal and not score a touchdown, but they're still being aggressive. They're out there still trying to make plays, and how about that effort creating the takeaway?
And the Sooners are in the hurry-up. Running to the left. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage.
And it wasn't lack of effort by the running back. He was trying. You could tell he fought one guy off, but another guy in his face right away, just trying to do something. The offensive line needs to do a better job.
Intercepted! Oh, what a play! Bringing it back. He's at the 20. And he's going to take it all the way back. Touchdown, Aggies! What a play by this defense with the pick six.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
They got the late touchdown on the board, now about to kick it away and hoping the defense can keep them from answering. He'll bring it out. It's Sategna. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. He'll take it himself. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild. Quarterback keeps it. Look out, he's got room. Oh, he found a space on the right. And he picks up a huge chunk of yards on that play before he's finally hauled down. The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. Dropping back, it's Mateer. Using the quick game. They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. So that'll do it here in the first half. Stay tuned. Halftime is coming. The Aggies will kick it off to start the second half. Fielded in the end zone. It's Sategna. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. They opened this third quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and we got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, back up inside their 20. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
Man, that's a big stop on this first drive. That's got to energize this defense. They didn't have a great first half. Let's just call it what it is. They could have done a lot better. But to come out, make some adjustments, get a stop on this first possession, that's a good sign for this defense.
On fourth down, they'll throw for it. Gonna take a shot. Makes a catch. First down and maybe a lot more. Not much of a fourth down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing. An easy conversion for this offense. The Sooners will have it 1st and 10. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. Some really tough running there gets him to the 45-yard line. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Quarterback will keep it. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down. The Sooners are on the move. Defense a little too eager. That's an encroachment penalty, 5 yards for the offense. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. They want to run this quarterback. He's going to lose a yard on that one. And the Sooners come to the line in the hurry-up.
And a running game can be really hard to stop when you got so many guys that can do some damage. And this defense has taken some licks. This QB's made it look silly a couple of times. But they're starting to adjust. Gotta like that play right there, getting to him and getting him on the ground.
8th play of the drive coming. It'll be a 3rd and 6. He wants to change this route. Dropping back, it's Mateer. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. Grab near the sticks, it's Burks. He's run out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the 26. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these 3rd down situations.
Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks for the 1st down. The Sooners had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. They'll go to the ground. This defensive front just ran free in the backfield. He'll lose 3.
And this D needs more of that, man. This is a really close football game, and you got to get these stops down the stretch and meet the physical challenge of this offense, and they do right there, man. And that's one step closer to getting this football back and maybe making this thing a football game.
There were serious revolutions on that 3rd down pass, but it's incomplete. The Sooners will come to the line to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Looking to the end zone. No, it's picked off. Not the 2nd half start they'd hoped for. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. They are penned deep in their own territory. They'll snap it from their own 4 to start the drive. Looking to throw, it's Reed. Finds his man, it's Bussey. Across the 25, he's got room. There he goes to the right. Past the 30. 10. Touchdown, Aggies. They take the lead with the 6.
There's usually 2 different thought processes when I'm backed up towards my own goal line. Run it, create more space, or take a big shot and try to make a big play. And did this offense ever make a big play? 90-plus yard touchdown. That is how you do it.
He'll bring it out. It's Sategna. Slips through the line. He's
kickoff returns are so exciting. There's so much space between you and the other team flying down the field. The only time you're going to be provided that much space, and you could tell he knew what to do with that space. Kicked on the Jets by Felicia.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. The returner will field it and try to do some business. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. They'll start this drive going to the air. Makes the grab. And they're going to lose yardage there. The defense completely owning the front. Texas A&M going quickly.
Well, the defense didn't have a lot of time to celebrate that last big play because here's the offense right away back at the line of scrimmage, ready to roll again with tempo.
Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down. They'll have to hustle if they want to get off another snap before the end of the period. At the end of the period, Oklahoma has the lead. 3 quarters are in the books. Time becomes a factor both in trying to hold the lead or cut into it as we take a look at the stats. 1 more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. Back to throw, it's Reed. Not able to hook up there, incomplete. Now inside 4 minutes to go here on second down. Gonna look downfield again. Pulls it in. It's Craver. Breaks into the open. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37. Texas A&M ready to go with another first down. Wants to throw on first down. Release to the back. With the catch, it's Morrow. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. They ripped off a huge chunk, and now a little chunk is needed to pay it off. Quick strike complete. Touchdown, Texas A&M. And with that, they move out front here in the 4th.
Yeah, and a nice job in the 4th quarter making plays, and a nice job being on the same page. QB, receiver. You could tell he broke with the football. He caught it in stride, gets into the end zone. Nice pitch and catch right there. Nice chemistry by the QB and wide receiver.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Coming out with it, it's Sategna. He only needs a sliver of daylight. He's got an alley. And there he goes. They won't get him. It's a touchdown.
And he's in for the 2nd score of the game. My goodness. Note to self, kickoff team. Don't kick it to him anymore. Squib it, kick it to the other guy. Just don't let that guy touch it again.
If he makes this one, the lead will be 3, and at least a field goal won't beat you. And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. Those opportunities, those returns like that can be such game changers, and everyone was right on point, and he took it to the house. He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. Almost a little bit more on that return. He's chased out of bounds at the 30 in good starting position for this offense. Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. stakes now. They have to execute if they want to snatch this thing from the fire. It's complete on the right side. Still on his feet at the 45. Hits him with a stiff arm. That is exactly what you want to do with a football. He's got it all the way down to the 15-yard line. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Still looking on the move. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies. And they've moved out front here in the fourth.
And just like that, the game is completely changed, right? The defense comes away with a huge turnover, and the offense able to cash it in, capitalize by scoring a touchdown. So they've now got the lead. Not a lot of time left, but it feels like all the momentum is now on their side.
And the extra point is good, and every point counts. It's now a 4-point lead in the fourth. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. Fielded in the end zone, it's Sategna. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. And boy, they missed an opportunity last time throwing that pick in the red zone, David.
Yeah, and you got to put that frustration behind you. You can't turn it over. That's a Cardinal sin. You know better than that, Jesse. You can't take points off the board, but you got to move on.
You do. I think he just got way too overeager down in the red zone that last drive. So just come out here, trust your reads, trust what your coaches have told you to do, and just go out and execute the offense.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. The offense changing the play. To the air, it's Mateer. Quarterback floating away from pressure. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
And this just hasn't been his day, man. He's already thrown some interceptions and leaving the ball short, like just not getting to his receiver. He's got to do something to change the mojo up, because right now he's not playing well, and at this rate, he might be going to the pine.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. He'll be dragged down right at the 19-yard line. It'll bring up 4th down. It's a one-score game late, and they've got to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab, got the conversion, and still going. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. And the Sooners come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on 1st down. And he fires a dirt ball. Man, oh man, would he like to have that pass back.
And this offense has been a struggle bus. I mean, just call it like it is, guys. It hasn't been good, especially the passing game. And I'll tell you what, QB's played better games before. And I'm interested to watch. Can he stay positive? Can he finish this game off on a good note?
And back to the air on 2nd down. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And it's caught inside the 25. A huge play there as he has it inside the 20 at the 19.
And that right there might be the play that they look back on if they end up winning this game as the key play in the game. In a 2-minute situation trailing, you're just trying to get a completion to get the momentum going, but they come up with a huge explosive play, and that might be the one that wins the game.
That big play has them in business. 1st and 10 inside the 20. this quarterback part of their running game. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line and a big red zone opportunity here.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
He's pulled down after a top run gets it to the 6. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. And if they want to take the lead, can't be thinking field goal here. They'll need a touchdown to go up in the 4th. With the run on 1st and goal. And he was fortunate to get that one back to the line of scrimmage at the 5. No gain on the play.
And if you listen carefully, you can start to hear some of the boo birds coming out from this home crowd. They know their offense needs points. And this late in the game, they're watching them run the ball to no avail.
Picked up some of what they needed on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 5. Touchdown, Oklahoma! And in the final moments, they've taken the lead.
And this is a running back, guys, that gets better as the game goes on. Here we are late in this one, and he's still breaking off big runs, impressive, making people miss, showing you the speed. And that touchdown gives his team the lead.
He'll bring it out. It's Lee. He stopped at the 23, a couple yards short of where he would have been with a touchback. Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. Back to pass, it's Reed. He's taking a deep shot. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. And that's the way this defense wanted to wrap it up. Make a play themselves, finish off the game, and the offense can kneel it out from here. kick it away to start us off. He'll bring it out. It's Lee. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first in the half as they'll make some adjustments. This crowd trying to show them what it's going to be like all day in this house. Looking for a man. It's Reed. He's going to run it. Got a first down. And he gets out of there and gets some yardage and gets down without taking any punishment. Texas A&M going up tempo.
Hey, listen, it's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You get the ball out, but when things break down, they get off schedule. You've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
I love defenses that can mix it up between man and zone, and I love the vision right here by the cornerback. Seeing the quarterback the whole way, breaking on the football when that hand separates from the other hand. Nice job getting the deflection. Nice vision by that cornerback.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Fires to the wideout. Complete on the comeback. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
Well, really nice catch there, and I'll tell you, ever since Texas A&M made the move to the SEC, their path to the national championship got way harder. If they're going to win today, they've got to come up with big plays in the passing game. This guy gives them that opportunity. He gives them a chance not just to compete for conference titles, but for national championships, too.
Texas A&M back to work with another first down. Lost to throw again. Got a man. It's Morrow. Discards him with the stiff arm. Shoved out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 15-yard line, and this offense is doing work. From the red zone, looking for a man. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
How about that? That's already the third target this guy has had on the opening drive of the game. He is a big factor for their success throwing the football. He's got to win the matchups. Even though that one goes incomplete, they got to keep throwing him the ball.
Looking to throw, it's Reed. Fires into the end zone. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception.
And how about that play by the defense here early in this game opening drive, facing one of the best quarterbacks in all of college football, and they're able to get an interception. That is going to be massive for their confidence in this game.
They try to pop a run on the draw. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 1 to the 22.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Back to pass. And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down.
You know, it's difficult for QBs sometimes when you're throwing to your running backs because they're not receivers. You really got to be perfect with the ball placement. You got to make that a catchable throw. A little bit too tough for the RB on that one.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the catch. It's Burks. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down.
Offense, KC, fourth down.
Might be calling a hot route. On 4th down, trying to find his man. Makes the grab, plenty for the first down. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. They were willing to spin that wheel of fortune in their own territory, and it paid off.
And it came up good.
How about that elusiveness? He's got space. He gets it to the 31-yard line. A big play for his offense. The Sooners want to crank the tempo.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete. They're dealing with a second and long. Calls his own number. Got the first down and more. He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he stopped.
Offensive coordinators feel really smart when the run game opens, especially early in the game, because now everything is at their disposal and the defense is already on their heels.
Quarterback keeper. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Really nice job by the safety on that play, deep in their own end. They were ready for the quarterback run, and he was spying him the entire time. As soon as he saw the QB take off, he was able to rally to him and make a nice tackle.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. This is a designed run. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Sooner!
This is like having an extra running back in your backfield. This quarterback is magic. When he decides to keep the football, he can make people look absolutely silly. He shows you on that play.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. So it's an 80-yard drive, and he found his way to the end zone from the 7 to cap it. They're set to kick it off. Do you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? Fielded in the end zone. It's Lee. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Wants to throw. It's Reed. With the catch, it's Bussey. Turning it on. Lowers those pads. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there. To the air on first down. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
We know this guy's a weapon, not just taking handoffs, but he can catch the ball too. That play, not so much. Got to do a better job reeling it in.
Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit and forcing the incompletion?
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Oh, he can't hang on. Almost had the interception, and this guy makes so many big plays, but couldn't come up with that one. It'll be 4th down. No signs of any kind of kickers. They'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Three straight incompletions, and undaunted, they'll go for it on 4th and 10. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the catch, converts on 4th down, is still on his feet. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Aggies! The extra point here would tie the game.
One of of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch. They've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
He gets it across the 25 to the 27 after bringing it out of the end zone. This drive will start at their own 27-yard line. Now on the move. They make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the first quarter. Absolutely nothing settled. Deadlocked after one period of play as we have a look at the stats. That first quarter set the standard, and we hope we get a lot more of that here in the second. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. Using his feet. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And great job getting in the backfield, making it very difficult to him to make reads and understand what the heck's going on. Bottling him up, that's the biggest thing. When you play a running quarterback, you want to bottle him up. You want to set those edges really, really firm and make him turn back inside where all the big boys are coming, and you don't let that speed get to the outside.
Rifles it down the middle. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down.
Well, after giving up that touchdown on the opening drive, they had a little bit of a come to Jesus with their defensive coordinator on the sideline. I don't know what he said, but he, I think, just invoked the fear of God into this defense, because this 3 and out has been sensational, dominant.
Oh, he's got some space. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on fourth down.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that fourth down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
Back to throw, it's Mateer. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he...
Oh, he just held it poorly, and it's a fumble. And the defense jumps on it, and they get that turnover.
And that's a great job by this defense, limiting the yards after catch. Guys are going to get the football in their hands, and he gets the ball out quick, gets it to him. Nice job running to the football. When you chase the football, man, a lot of good things happen. That ball pops out, you recover it, a forced turnover.
He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. The Texas A&M offense is back on the field. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. Texas A&M going quickly.
When offenses get first downs like this and they move the sticks and they get some momentum, look at what they do. They put their foot on the gas, run this no-huddle, get to the line of scrimmage, and try to capitalize.
He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39. Looking downfield on first down. The sure hands, it's Morrow. And he was able to run through one tackle, but still only a modest gain. They get to the line quickly. It's complete to the left.
drive going on offense. They're on their opponent's side of the field, but you're not going to come away with any points if you turn it over. And they've got to do a better job of ball security. Very, very lucky that ball went out of bounds.
A&M comes back out with another first down. Looking to pass inside the red zone. Snagged out of the air. He's just winning that matchup in the slot every time.
And when you put him in the slot, Reese, he's closer to the quarterback. It's an easier throw. We can run in, we can run out, and really take advantage of his versatility of the guy in that slot position.
To the air, it's Reed. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Got room on the return. The 40. Past the 20.
And you really want your quarterback in the red zone to be efficient, to be smart, not to give up points. And, man, he makes a big mistake. They capitalize on defense, return the ball all the way down the field, and now their offense has an opportunity in the red zone.
They'll use the running game on first and goal. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Oklahoma!
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground. Take the lead going into the half. Take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Offense working from the pistol. They'll start this drive with a pass. Throws to the wideout. A strike downfield. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49. Texas A&M going up tempo. Looking to throw on first down. Makes the grab on the left. There he goes. He'll go out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Big pickup there, and this offense is feeling it. To the air, it's Reed. Gets rid of it. Zings it complete to the right. Finding an escape route. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work. Defense showing blitz. Will they bail out of it? He just treated that thing like a hot potato, and they're going to call him for grounding. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Offense gets set for second down. Wants to go up top. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Running through contact. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
First half coming to an end. Offensively, you're trying to put a drive together and get back in this ball game. The last thing you wanted to do was turn the football over, dig yourself an even bigger hole. Not good execution by the offense.
That'll be a beneficial run as he creates some breathing room and gets it up to the 13-yard line. And the Sooners can really attack on this second and short. Here's the handoff.
It's a bad sign on offense when you have that many people running free at your running back. That means guys up front aren't getting their blocks. Just too many hats getting to the ball carrier. I love his effort, making multiple guys miss, but still, it's a negative play.
The Sooners really need to keep this drive alive on third down. Might be changing the route. Looking to throw on third. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
Defense did a great job. Third and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
They're a perfect 2 for 2 on fourth down. They'll go for the hat trick. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. On the move at the 30. Racing down the left side. Smashes him with the stiff arm. At the 20. Touchdown Sooners. He broke away from the defense and they couldn't catch him.
Man, that's the way you execute on offense, man. You keep your foot on the gas. Try to make this a two-score game. You do with that touchdown. This offense executing beautifully. The defense is going to have to find something in the second half to get some stops.
The AT unit on the field. And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. They get him corralled, but not before he gets that return out to the 35. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Scanning the field, it's Reed. He's going for a big play downfield. Brings it in down the left side. Boy, did he look as if he was going to go. Gets it down to the 37. And after that pitch and catch, he's already over 200 yards. And we're in the first half, Jesse.
Man, Reese, he's dialed in right now. He's really doing a nice job.
Fires toward the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies. They went for it all, and it paid off with the score.
Well, the head coach has to love what he saw from his offense here. At the very end of the first half, when you got to have it, execution has got to be great in these 2-minute type situations. Really nice job handling the situation by the quarterback and making sure all 10 other guys on offense are on the same page. And they're still losing the football game, but that's a touchdown they absolutely needed to have here at the end of the first half.
He'll bring it out. It's Burks. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. Wants to go up top on first down. Forced out of the pocket. Finding open areas. Lots of running room. A little excitement there to wrap up the first half, and that'll pad the stats as we go to the break. And the Aggies will kick it off to start the second half. Coming out with it, it's Burks. He gets a block. Oh, what vision. He's going to get loose. They won't get him. It's a touchdown.
What a way to seize momentum here. You start the second half, you take the first kick back to the house. Great blocking and an awesome job in the open field, making people miss and showing you the speed on that return. Wow.
And the extra point is good for a 28-14 lead. You get a return like that, and it can't just be the guy with the ball who's right. It's Bussey. He's into plus territory, knocked out of bounds after the nice game. Mark it at the 47.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. You just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now, get ready for another one.
Caught behind the line. It's Moss. Bounced out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Texas A&M going quickly. To the air. It's Reed. That's caught. It's Moss. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Sooner Nation bearing down on this offense on this huge third down play. To the ground to try to pick up the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. This Texas A&M offense is wasting no time.
Oftentimes when offenses get a first down, that's when they like to speed up the tempo. You're seeing them now go hurry up.
Wants to throw on first down. The throw. Snagged in the middle. It's Moss. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal. So close to cashing it in for this offense. Off the play fake on first down to throw. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. Now second and goal and right in the teeth of this noise. He'll run it up the middle, trying to pick his way to the end zone. He pushes his way down to the floor as they get closer and closer. Turning to the running game here on third and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Texas A&M.
And I love the physicality of this offense. It's third and goal. It's money time. I've got to be more physical than you. And that's exactly what this offense just did. Put the ball on the ground and put it in the end zone.
And the extra point cuts the lead to 7, 28-21. They took it 68 yards on that drive, and they finished it off with the score from the 4. Fielded in the end zone, it's Burks. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Looking for space, it's Tatum. Gets it out to the 25-yard line, a gain of 3. The Sooners headed quickly to the line.
And nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you got to be prepared.
Great play by the defense there, getting the tackle for loss. But on offense, your mindset has to be, we need to be the more physical team here in the second half. We've got the lead, third quarter. We want to run the ball. We've got to have more success getting our blocks and moving forward if we're going to win this game.
Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. Third and long. Ball's at the 25. Bought a little time. Lets it go. Caught near the sticks. It's Thomas. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down.
There's a reason third down is called the money down. What a great find by the quarterback. Great job finding his receiver. At the end of the game, you look at third down percentages. It tells a huge story, and it goes a long way in deciding who wins a football game.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Clock winds inside, a minute to play here in the third. Looking for a man. It's Mateer. He's got it. Crosses the 35. Out of bounds there. Nice pickup on the play. Spotted at the 32.
And that's why if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
And the Sooners with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Shows him the stiff arm. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical. They're trying to stay on the field.
We've been treated to an aerial show by these two guys so far as you check out their numbers. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. Breaks into the... Headed to the end zone. And he's loose and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a two-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up. But getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
And the extra point is true, and they have a two-touchdown lead, up 14 in the fourth. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot, and now let's see if they can pull this one out. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Looking downfield, it's Reed. Here's the pressure. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Yeah, I like where the quarterback got because I think he needed to check the football down, but the pressure got there a little bit too fast, and he just didn't have enough time to get it to his running back and maybe put a positive spin on this play instead of an incompletion.
Got him downfield. They get him stopped and out of bounds at the 45-yard line, and the big play has this offense ready to mount a threat. The Aggies will line it up on 1st and 10. Just keeps slinging it. Throws to the tight end. Got his man downfield. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies. They tack on the extra point, and they're down a touchdown, 35-28.
And QBs love their big tight ends, and especially guys that can do such great things after the catch. He catches it. Dang, Palmer, he looks like a daggum receiver after he catches the football.
What a matchup nightmare, too, man. I mean, he's just too big for DBs to cover, and he's too fast for linebackers to cover. If I'm this QB, I'm looking that guy's way a lot more often than this one.
The Oklahoma offense. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt. Find those plays you know you can run them in your sleep. You make sure you execute. build this lead a little bit bigger, put this thing away in the fourth quarter.
He gets across the 20-yard line. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 23. The Sooners racing to the line in the hurry-up. On 3rd and short, just trying to get enough for the first down. Is that stiff arm even a human arm? It looks like some type of steel bludgeoning device on his way to a first down.
And he hadn't had a big day on the ground, but that was a carry they needed for this offense. They needed to extend this drive. Nice job on 3rd down, executing, running the football. Now they got to go a little bit faster, get down this field and get a score on the board.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Creates a little space. Racing to the right. He's at the 40. Running inside the 20. Touchdown Sooners. He got it loose and it was lights out after that.
Yeah, if I'm a DC, I'm throwing him out there. I'm throwing my hands up in the air. What do you want me to do? I mean, this is unbelievable. Having a guy this dynamic at the quarterback spot that can take it 50-plus and make it look that easy. You stop.
And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the 4th. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And he capped that one off with some flair and some juice, a 72-yard touchdown run. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. Looking downfield, it's Reed. Oh, he's going to try to get it all here. Catch inside the 25. He's got the sidelines going nuts as he gets it down to the 18-yard line. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. Quickly complete. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, 1st and goal. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Going for 6. Touchdown, Aggies! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And how about the offense? They spread them out. Everybody spread wide. Easier to read a defense when you do that. They find the matchup they want, and they get rewarded with the score.
And he puts through the extra point. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they cap the drive with a 4-yard touchdown pass. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Sategna. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Quarterback making adjustments. Looks as if he's going to run it. He fought him off for a while, but that's what they mean by gang tackling. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Dropping back, it's Mateer. room to cross the 25 and out to the 27-yard line. That's not enough to move the chains. It'll be fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Incomplete, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
And as a defense, that's all you can ask for. Give the ball back to your offense. Yes, you're still down. You gave them a chance. They got the football. They got some time left. Now can they put a drive together? Maybe go tie this game. Maybe go win this game. Great stop by this defense.
He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. And at this point, the defense looks as if they've been in one of those dizzy bat races. They've got no idea where the ball's coming from. He's over 500 yards passing.
Yeah, this is a Heisman Trophy level performance from this guy. The accuracy, the decision-making, the athleticism, everything has been on display.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. Looking to fire. Moves away as he feels pressure. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the fourth. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Fires into the end zone. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His third interception of the day. The defense making a play to put. Anytime there's a top 10 flash, the focus of the entire nation zooms in on a game like that. When it's a conference showdown, the stakes are even higher. Welcome to Sooner Nation in Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. As we'll see the number 9 team in the country, the Texas A&M Aggies, taking on the 8th-ranked team in the land, the Oklahoma Sooners. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. Texas A&M about to put it away to start this game. He'll bring it out. It's Sategna. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'll try the run. Powers through the defender. He finds enough room to get it up to the 28-yard line before going out of bounds. The Sooners want to move quickly. he's stopped for a loss.
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
He might want another play. Back to throw, it's Mateer. Unloads to the wideout. And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. That's caught. It's Burks. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on fourth down?
Aggressive. You want to be aggressive. You want to take chances, and you tell your team about it all week, and you come out and you get an opportunity in the first half to go for it on fourth down. You shot your shot. The problem is now you put your defense in a bad situation early in this game where you're going to have to try to find a way to get a stop and create some momentum.
Makes a grab over the defense, and they are threatening now down at the 15. Looking to throw on first down. He wants it all. To the end zone, and it's picked off. He's stopped, not much on the return, but a whole lot in getting the football.
That's a decision the quarterback would love to have back. Down here in this area of the field in the red zone, these windows, they close so quickly. Everything just has to be done a little bit faster. You've got to be so much more precise, and as a result of being late on the throw, they turn it over in the red zone.
Time for this Sooner offense to go back to work. They'll give it to the back. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Just feeds the running back. Turning it on. All the way out to the 37-yard line. It's a gain of 15. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Leaves it with the back.
Started, get them going early, test the limits, get in the end zone, get these people going bananas, just safely. Go bananas, go crazy, but, don't do too much and don't fall over in your seats.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Lee. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. That last drive was a punch in the gut, throwing the pick in the red zone, Jesse.
Yeah, it just seemed like there was some miscommunication down there in the red zone. David, this drive, the QB and receivers just have to do a better job being on the same page.
Yeah, and I think you pull the positives, right? We moved the football down the field. We had a chance to score, but we can't let those opportunities slip between our hands. Let's go get some points.
1st and 10 coming up. Give to the running back. Runs through a tackle. Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line. And the Aggies want to pick up the tempo. Got it behind the line. It's Moss. A big play. Gets it into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 44. Texas A&M back to work with another first down. Here comes the heat. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Yeah, it fell incomplete because he did a great job of getting to the quarterback. He's in the pocket. Yeah, he's comfortable, but you get in there and you get a hit on him. Now he feels it. Can't throw the football. Can't follow through with his arm motion. Nice job by the defense.
QB overthrowing an open guy like that, that is just a kick in the gut for this team.
Wants to throw again. Fires to the wideout. He's missed 3 in a row now with that last incompletion.
This is a point where you just got
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He'll pull it down. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Great coverage on that fourth down play. Nice job blanketing the receiver out wide. The defense, you could tell, they knew they were going for it. They had a game plan. They get the big stop and turn it over to their offense.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Got a little work done on first down. Now back to the line.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. And a really short game before he gets a whole bunch of company from the defense. And the Sooners are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. To throw, it's Mateer. Now he's going to break the pocket. On the run, deep down the right side. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down.
3rd and short like that on your own side of the field. You're just looking for a quick hitter. You're trying to get the ball out of your hand quickly, but the timing completely off there for the offense, and the ball falls incomplete.
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Big tight end makes the grab. First down, still on his feet. He's loose down the left side. Touchdown, Sooners! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Man, football, there is so many weapons now with small slots and big wide receivers. And then you got the tight ends now that have the speed to catch the football, chew up ground, and get to the end zone and make those big plays like he did right here.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. He'll bring it out. It's Lee. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Makes the catch. It's Moss. He goes out of bounds. They'll mark him right at the 30-yard line. That's the kind of play that can give a drive momentum.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to go fast. They want to crank up the tempo.
And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. To the air on 2nd down. Throws to the wideout. Got a man in the middle. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. We reached the quarter break with Oklahoma on top. They came out and jumped on them early in the first. Let's take a break and look at the first quarter stats. Just about ready to get things started here in the second. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. So first down here as they go back to work. Looking to throw, it's Reed. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And his molars are probably rattling after that big hit, but he did get the first down. Texas A&M going up tempo.
And in back-to-back plays, you understand full well why the DC talking to us this week was like, this guy's a handful. Like, he shows the ability to throw the ball.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Aggie. Hauled that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score. Big-time touchdown there to get some much-needed momentum.
You got to find something, right? Who you going to go to make that big play to get you back into it? You're not back in it yet. It's not tied. You're not there yet, but you're starting to inch back into it and get some momentum going.
Coming out with it, it's Sategna. He's brought down at the 30, but a productive return after deciding to bring it out. We'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. He stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. Finds the tight end. They'll spot the ball at the 34 as he goes out of bounds right there.